The Song of the Silent Forest. In a bustling city surrounded by an ancient forest, people lived lives of convenience, relying on technology for every need. They ordered food with a tap, spoke to loved ones through screens, and rarely looked beyond their glowing devices. The forest, once vibrant with life, had become a shadow of its former self. Few ventured into it anymore, dismissing it as just trees. Among the city's residents was a boy named Theo, who spent most of his days indoors, scrolling endlessly through videos and games. His grandmother, an old woman who lived on the edge of the city, often told him stories of how the forest used to sing. The trees whispered secrets to each other, she said. Birds and streams joined the melody, and even the wind carried their song. But the forest has grown quiet because people stopped listening. Theo always laughed. Forests can't sing, Grandma. That's just a story. One day, his grandmother fell ill. Before she passed, she gave Theo a wooden flute. Go to the heart of the forest, she whispered, and play this. Maybe it will remember its song. After her funeral, Theo felt an ache he couldn't explain. Holding the flute, he decided to fulfill her final request, if only to honor her memory. The journey into the forest felt strange. He stumbled over roots and brushed past tangled branches, his phone barely getting a signal. The deeper he went, the quieter the world became. No chirping birds, no rustling leaves, just an eerie stillness. When Theo reached a clearing, he pulled out the flute and hesitated. This is pointless, he muttered, but he played a note anyway. To his surprise, the sound echoed, lingering in the air as if the forest were listening. He played again, and the melody grew richer, flowing from him as if guided by unseen hands. Then, the forest began to respond. Leaves rustled, a stream bubbled to life, and birds emerged from the shadows, their chirps harmonizing with the tune. The air grew warmer, filled with a faint, golden glow. Theo's heart raced as he realized his grandmother's stories were true. The forest could sing. But as the music faded, so did the glow. The silence crept back in. Theo looked around and saw litter, broken branches, and dying plants. He understood now why the song had stopped. It wasn't just the forest that had been ignored, but its pain as well. Returning to the city, Theo couldn't shake what he had witnessed. He started small, picking up trash near the forest, planting trees, and inviting others to join him. His efforts grew into a movement as more people rediscovered the joy of being in nature. The forest began to heal, its song growing louder with every passing season. People walked its trails, leaving their devices behind to connect with the world they had forgotten. Years later, Theo stood in the same clearing, now vibrant with life. Children laughed, birds sang, and the wind carried the melody far beyond the forest's edge. He played his flute, not to awaken the forest this time, but to celebrate its return. The lesson was clear. The world is alive, but it cannot thrive without our care. To hear its song, we must listen, act, and remember we are part of the harmony.